So it looks like the U.S. just attacked Venezuela, and this is how markets are reacting. Right off the bat, it looks like BTC saw a nice retracement, and the thing that you guys shouldn't be surprised by is, anytime that there is any uncertainty about the U.S. entering a war or attacking another country, markets normally react in a negative way, right? We're supposed to receive an update later today by 11 a.m. Eastern time, but I just wanted to make sure that I shared with you what we know so far, and if markets do begin to sell off, what we kind of can look out for, and maybe what stocks can kind of pump if markets begin to retrace. Again, that's the main focus of my channel, and that's why it is that I'm making this video. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I really hope that you learned something new, and if you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. So first off, the U.S. launches strikes on Venezuela's capital. Second, President Trump says that Nicolás Maduro and his wife have been captured and flown out of Venezuela. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh man, I have to look at overall markets, that's something that's open. So when I looked at BTC, I could see that BTC already began to see some signs of a retracement. And again, this is without even any updates, right? Just 5 hours ago, Chinese officials arrived in Venezuela for talks with President Maduro. 4 hours later, the U.S. launched large airstrikes on Venezuela's capital in a major escalation. A statement from President Trump is expected. The statement is that the U.S. of America has successfully carried out a large-scale airstrike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolás Maduro, who has been, alongside his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with the U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Trump. So again, why exactly is this happening? That's the question that I began to ask myself. A lot of people are pointing the finger that countries with the largest oil reserve, and they're pointing the finger to Venezuela. I already shared this, I believe. So, I see a lot of people on social media already saying like, oh my God, like what? And again, I've called out Trump for a ton of things that I do not agree with, especially with the whole insider trading, conflict of interest, him having his own businesses within Bitcoin and then being pro Bitcoin. Trust me, there's a lot of things that I've listed that I'm not a fan of. I wanted to understand truly why the U.S. would attack Venezuela. It just seemed out of character. He's always been pro like peace, as in no war, but then we're going to kick off 2026 with some attacks. Just really didn't make sense to me. So I looked into it, asked the very simple question. The United States has stated that its military action in and around Venezuela are a part of an extended counter-narcotics campaign against the alleged narco-terrorists led by Nicolás Maduro. Okay, that really doesn't sure, right? U.S. has deployed 15,000 troops in range of aircraft carriers and guided missiles, destroyers, and assault in the Caribbean. Okay, kind of, right? And then I saw this video, and I'm going to share with you just like some little snippets of it and try to translate it for you guys. But then I want to share a video of someone that is from Venezuela and giving his take on it. And I think it kind of clears things up where, again, you're entitled to your own opinion. But I think by hearing different sides, you can kind of gain different perspectives. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here we go.
Buenos días, pueblo heroico de Venezuela, soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana informa al mundo entero que en la madrugada de hoy 3 de...
So pretty much saying that, we're here to announce to the world as a whole that, this afternoon or this night...
enero, el pueblo venezolano ha sido objeto de la más criminal agresión militar por parte del gobierno de los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica.
So saying that one of the worst attacks ever done to Venezuela, and this was by the United States.
Hasta el momento, la barbarie de las fuerzas invasoras que han profanado nuestro suelo sagrado en las localidades de Fuerte Tiuna, Caracas, los estados Miranda, Aragua y La Guaira, llegando a impactar con sus misiles y cohetes disparados desde sus helicópteros.
So talking about all the different places that they've been attacked, right? So obviously Venezuela and their military agency isn't very happy about this, right? When you look at the series of different attacks, you can see breaking a video emerges of a U.S. Apache helicopter striking Venezuela. So I was like, okay, I mean, that's an attack, but I was like, oh, that's not that crazy of an attack, right? And then I saw this. Yeah, looked a little bit more extreme. I was like, okay, things are obviously are getting serious. There's no other way to put it, right? And then I really wanted to understand why someone from either Venezuela or someone that can share that side or that perspective. I feel like this video really kind of cleared it up for me.
Okay, as a Venezuelan American, I got some shit to say. My family, my parents, my sister, my extended family, all lost everything. Their work, their savings, their investments, gone. Wiped out by a narco-dictatorship that has held Venezuela in a death grip for over 25 years. And what happened to my family has happened to millions, and yes, millions. The Venezuelan exodus is the second largest displacement crisis on earth after Syria. This is not just a tragedy. It is one of the great humanitarian disasters of our time. But the suffering doesn't end there. This regime has jailed hundreds of political prisoners. Thousands have been murdered simply for speaking out. More than a third of the population has fled. 1/3. Not for better opportunities or for the American dream, but to survive, to live, because staying often means death. And while the world may see Venezuela as a collapsed state, what it is in reality is an occupied one. Our territory, our natural resources, and our institutions have been overrun by hostile foreign powers. Iranian militias, Chinese corporations, Russian intelligence, all exploiting our country with impunity. Venezuela is no longer just a local crisis. It is now a geopolitical threat that endangers the entire Western Hemisphere. It has become a launch pad for an authoritarian expansion in the Americas. And in the midst of all of this, one woman has dared to lead the charge for freedom. Maria Corina Machado.
All right. Well, again, just giving people a different perspective. I'm trying to do my part in learning more about, again, why it is that this is going on. But I think it becomes very clear to understand that this isn't just like a random attack. This is obviously something that's been going on for some time. And if you want to go out of your way to support a dictatorship or a drug cartel that has overtaken a country, then again, that's a stand that I guess you can choose to take. I'm sure that we can all agree that any war or war as a whole is not something that anyone ever wants, especially not coming from the U.S. But that's kind of, I would say, the role that the U.S. has always played, and it's kind of like the world mitigator. And if something is going on where no one else is stepping in, sometimes it is unfortunate because it puts us in very sticky situations. But as you can see, someone from Venezuela, and that's the thing, is like I'm seeing a bunch of people now posting all over social media, first trying to call out Trump, that have no understanding of why this is going on, but then a handful of people from Venezuela and or are have family in Venezuela and saying that, hey, we stand with Trump. And it reminds me a lot of, again, it's often just like those blue-haired individuals that want to speak negative about anything that Trump does, because again, at the surface, it does look terrible in the sense of the U.S. is provoking an attack on a country that hasn't necessarily provoked us. But we haven't taken enough time to understand the why. I'm not here to justify it. I don't understand it enough. But from what I do understand, I now feel like I have a better understanding of the why. And it is because it sounds like Venezuela has been overtaken by a drug cartel And just like that young man explained, it has either removed a third of their population, which of course is something that the U.S. would never support, right? With that being said, if this does continue to escalate, expect markets to drop. And if markets drop, what tends to go up? There's always the inverse ETFs like SPXS and SQQQ, right? As we mainly focus on trading and investing in the stock market. So SQQQ and SPXS. With that being said, also war-based stocks, PLTR, Palantir Technologies, is something that possibly can go up, right? We got Lockheed Martin, so we can pull up Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT. If you think that Boeing would be a stock that possibly could go up, maybe something to add to your watch list. And yeah, I'll make sure that I do my part in trying to keep you guys up to date. I do have a flight later today, so that's why I got up so early to make this video. I just wanted to make sure that you understood before everyone else just kind of jumps to a conclusion, to take time to educate yourself, not just on the side of the US, but also what is going on to the people in Venezuela. And hopefully that can encourage you to make a more informed decision. Remember, war is never something that I believe many people, especially in the US, ever want to be a part of. But it is kind of, again, the big brother position and role that the US has always played. And it's why we are in the position that we are today, right? The world superpower. It's because we always do try to mitigate and unfortunately, get involved in positions that are not always favorable for us and don't always make us look the best. But again, we're kind of like the world mitigator when we see maybe negative influences impacting other countries and the people themselves. So excited to follow up. I'll do my part in keeping you up to date. I hope that under the thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And again, if you ever want to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.